if you look forward for the next year, what in your view are the threats that are really the ones the industry should be most concerned about? And in turn, if you look at the vulnerability side of it, where do you feel like industry is weakest with respect to how they're positioned against those threats?
So one of my concerns from just a weakness is configuration management on our networks and on our systems, and understanding where our data is residing. I think that's been a real concern of mine, and understanding, especially as we start to talk about moving to cloud-based systems, and what are our capabilities to monitor the movement or exfil of data and activities in those, because they do make things very convenient. I can log on my laptop here at work, but I could also log on using my personal computer at home. But that opens a door for us to be able to exfil data. And then when it comes to the bigger picture configuration management, what kind of, are we doing the robust security reviews of hardware and software before adding them to our networks? Do we have a test network where we can set them up and see, is it going to ring home? You plug in this router, it's going to dial out somewhere in the world that you wouldn't necessarily wanting it connecting to, those types of things.
Organizations really need to ensure that they have a solid, policy, like a good acceptable use policy, incorporating teleworking rules, BYOD, endpoint security, and then offer training. I think all organizations have to kind of quickly understand, okay, everyone's at home. They could be using, like Mike said, they could be using their home laptop. They could be using their work laptop. Let's start offering training about safe cyber practices, highlighting, phishing, vishing, smishing, all the ishings. And then kind of assessing internally, are we actually practicing what we preach? I think from a technology perspective, again, as Mike has said, network connectivity, data flow, where is the data going? Especially with regards to employees, contractors, third party. And then, of course, reviewing and enforcing identity access management.
Thanks to 2020, we've got just a plethora of stressors out there, tons of new ones. I'm no psychologist, and I definitely didn't play one on TV, at least to my knowledge. But COVID's really just part of the story. But the thing is, the new stressors aren't new. The new stressors haven't really introduced new vulnerabilities, but the stressors are more like super catalysts on the vulnerabilities that we see, the financial issues, the medical bills, dealing with elderly parents you can't see, homeschooling, all of that. And that, all of that has just been hypercharged by the stressors that we have now. So I think keeping an eye on that and understanding that, yeah, there are more technological things that need to be tracked, but on the human side, again, I don't want to say same old, because it's a whole different breed of the stress, of the vulnerabilities we've seen before because of current stressors. But another thing that we do have to keep our eye on is our crafty adversaries out there. They're out there, they've been out there, they see the stressors, they know what's going on, and they are licking their chops, and they're getting incredibly aggressive and sophisticated in the way they're going at this.